found out via the grapevine that the township was no longer going to plow and salt the road that I live on because it's a one-lane road.
Oak Lane.
Oak Lane, it is paved, okay? And even the street below me, House Street, again, it's a one-lane road. And I was talking to my neighbor, she said, they're not gonna plow and salt my street either. Well, my question is,
Why?
as far, waste management will only pick up garbage if the road is cleared, okay? So how are we supposed to get our garbage picked up if the road is not plowed and cleared? On Oak Lane, there are no cars to hit. Everybody has off-street parking. So I talked to Ken, who's Ken? Ken, and he said, you know, it's a liability issue, but Oak Lane, we all have off-street park, there's nothing to hit. Okay, but my question is, when were we gonna be told about this? And it's gonna be a hardship. My husband and I are both retired, we're on fixed income. The lady that lives 2 doors down from us, she's a widow, she's on fixed income. If we have to do this ourselves, I looked it up, it can cost almost $1,000 a season. We don't have that kind of money. So my question is, what are we supposed to do?
So,
The other thing too, man, that road's only about 1,000 foot long, if it's that. I don't see what the issue is.
I was made aware of this a couple days ago. I think you guys called and I was just in the other room when he explained to me the call. So Oak Lane, is Oak Lane the one that has the gate at the end too? Okay. So, unfortunately, the township never adopted your street, and so it's a private lane. There is an issue with the width of the lane and the width of the plow and the gate at the end with no turnaround and the backing up that vehicle in the, so it's not on our liquid fuels map. It's not adopted by the township. They're saying that it's a 10-foot lane with a 9-foot plow on the truck.
That's Howell Street.
Can I make,
No way to turn around to come back down.
the garbage truck backs up through there, twice as big as that truck. Twice as wide with a box on the front of it. And I give him his Christmas money. He's happy to come back here. He never said anything to me about not being able to get back here. We're talking about a triaxle, 3 times as much big as a little dump truck.
Ken, there's a gate at the end of this road?
Yeah.
For the folks that were here.
Well, then he's just not gonna have to close the gate.
Who's has the gate?
That gate's been there for 15, 20
Well-
years. I don't understand what the problem is. The gate's never been closed.
Somebody had come to us a few months ago about the gate being closed all the time now and the backing up and hitting their vehicles.
I'll talk to him.
And we looked into, can we force them to open the gate? And we couldn't because we don't own the road to stop them from putting the gate at the end. So it was like a catch.
Well, if the gate's the issue, I'll talk to this guy.
Kenny, you had some issues with this road, Palmer Road?
There's 2 private lanes in Elrama that are thin with vehicles parked on them.
There's 3.
3.
There's Howell Street. That's the first one on the left past the fire hall. We've been doing that. If you plow that down, you gotta back all the way out.
That street's not very long either.
There's-
If you can't back out of there, you just deserve to drive a truck.
Well, the thing is, when it's snowing, you can't see out of the mirrors. The plows are 9 foot. The garbage truck is only 8. And if I go with a big truck, the plows are 10 foot. My biggest issue was when the lady from Ernest Lane called and wanted me to plow her driveway, and it's a lane. And I told her, we don't plow lanes. She said, yeah, you do. You plow Oak Lane.
So then that brought it to Oak Lane.
That's why I
Ernest
started looking
Lane
into
complained
it.
that you were doing Oak
And like
Lane.
I got Morgan Lane, Ray Lane, Curdy Lane,
All the little private lanes.
all these little lanes, they're all gonna call us and say, hey, you gotta do ours, you gotta do ours, you gotta do ours.
So when he did, So you're saying when you didn't do one private lane, they pointed out Oak Lane?
They
and
pointed
Brown?
out Oak Lane specifically.
They said you're doing Oak Lane.
So on the recorded plans, the two streets, the one up above and below Oak Lane are 50-foot right-of-ways. They're township roads, they're on the liquid fuels inventory. Oak Lane itself on the recorded drawings is a 20-foot wide road right-of-way. The width varies, and we can't see anywhere at the county where Oak Lane was adopted as a township road. That's the research that we've done.
And I brought the map out that we get from the state. It's Oak Lane's not on there.
At one time, Oak Lane hooked onto Howe and Finleyville. That all used to loop around. I don't know who
Paper
cut it
alley.
off.
It was a paper alley.
But at one time, that was all one lane. That was all one road.
How long is, let me stop. How long you been plowing, how long has the township been cleaning, has the township ever paved the road at all?
No, the water company paved the road.
The water company paved?
Yep.
Company pay.
Water company paved
When did they pave the road?
a few years back.
I don't know.
The water company, I guess, or whoever you have do the roads down. You ought to know that one,
And
right?
we put the new sewer system.
Don't you know who paid the roads back up when the water company dug up the roads?
I wasn't the zoning
Oh.
officer at the time.
Okay.
So how long did you live there, Mrs. T?
About 40 years.
How many?
40.
40 years?
Is there an agreement, even if it's for no money, is there an agreement similar to like Scarmazy agreement for paving a road that?
Well, let me just ask a couple more questions. How long has the township been doing snow removal?
Since
How long has the township been in the what?
You lived there for 40 years.
Yeah.
The question I have is how long has the township been maintaining that road? When I say maintaining snow.
Ever since I was living there. My father-in-law lived there. My father lived there all his life. I don't know how long that was.
So you lived there for 40 years.
Yes.
And you're saying snow removal
Yeah.
services have been there for.
It's the only way we got in and
Let
out.
me finish. For over 21 years.
Right.
Has the township ever done anything like paved that road in 40 years?
The only time they paved it is when they
We
dug
did
up.
sewer project.
Yeah.
That sewer project, that's the one we did back in 2008?
8.
So in 2008, the townships, okay, you're agreeing with that, correct?
Yeah, 'cause they put manholes on it, so they had to pave it.
So that's when we did that sewer project for Elrama. So that occurred in 2008. That's 17 years ago? You know where I'm going with this? Okay. So before that, you lived there, road had to be, every so often did the township come through and?
They still did it. They did it long before that.
Listen,
Okay.
before 2008, whenever that project was done, did the township go through and pave the road or fill potholes?
They never paved it, but they did plow the road, but they never maintained it. There was nothing really to maintain.
No, that's not, I'm saying by maintain, they did snow removal and all that.
Still up.
Did they remove the snow?
They removed the snow, yes,
prior to
every year.
2008?
See the issue?
The lodge at the end, we allowed him to close that paper alley there. Because we didn't have a
So what I'm saying is basically, the second class
Yeah, I
township
get
code
it.
says basically, if you maintain a road for 21 years or more, then basically it becomes, you can assume that control of the road itself. The problem, okay, so we have a couple issues to address. The code, I can't remember which specific section of that chapter talks about that, but I don't think these people would lie.
No, I don't.
And Mr. Bailey, I don't think you lived down there how many years?
I'm probably 30 now.
So the question, so the thing about it is, it appears like we have a township road in essence by maintenance and so for 21 years.
So that reverts back to the lady that was here a couple meetings ago that wanted that gate removed, and we told her we couldn't because we didn't have a road.
You didn't know, but I didn't know we maintained the road. Let's do this.
We have to get some signs there that they can't park on that road, cause it's just not wide enough for him to get around the vehicles that park there during snow.
So a couple of things we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to, if that person's a back, it'd be nice to get a cul-de-sac back there somewhere.
They
You know
used
this
it.
person, what's that?
They used that to turn around. That property back there, that was Mike Manson's property.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, Mike
His grandpa's property actually at one time.
All right, what we'll do, is there's a lot to digest. Let's continue to do the snow removal. We'll look at taking appropriate steps based upon the second-class township code, and based upon the information supplied by Mr. and Mrs. Decash and Kenny Bailey.
What is his question is, what does he do if there's a vehicle parked on this 10-foot wide road?
He's gonna put-
He can't get around it.
He's gonna go put no parking signs. on
Can
both-
we do that? He wanted to know if he could do it, cause
Do it, and you know we're supposed to have a sign, an
Because
ordinance.
as of now, it's not our road.
so he didn't know if he could put a no parking sign.
Well, it is, in essence, it is, if
It
we
is.
maintain it for 21 years, then based upon the second-class township code.
I'll do it, I was just told
Well,
not to do
okay,
lanes.
All right, so, you know, you're very experienced, Kenny, you know what you're doing. Contrary to what this gentleman said about, you don't know
Can
how to
we-
drive a truck, I disagree, and I think you should apologize to him, by the way, Mr. Decash.
Can we get it that they can turn around back there? They're worried about
Well,
hitting
the guy at the end,
child, they're worried
I mean,
about-
I don't barely know the guy. I mean, when Mike built that new house, he sold it to this gentleman. He comes in and goes out, I don't even know if he's married, I never seen anybody else but him. But
We
I'm
had
sure he lives at the very end. If he wants to be able to come out of there, cause he's got a little car, okay?
Yeah,
I got a pickup truck, I mean, I'm not worried about me getting out
We
there,
can
I'm
always-
worried about an ambulance coming in and getting me.
We can always pile the snow, make a big wall against
the
it.
initial,
There you go.
the initial concern when the person said that you're doing Oak Lane and it's private, then, and she lived on a gravel driveway that's marked as a street, like a
Well-
lot of people have since 911.
Right,
But then we had the thing, we had a resident on that street that said an ambulance, you know, somebody was getting, picked up by Access, and they couldn't get down there because there was no way to turn around.
right.
And then another resident came to say that their vehicles are getting hit all the time by FedEx and Amazon because they come back and they go to turn around in their driveway and they leave.
Well, they back out of there too.
All right,
Yeah,
They-
so then he came and he said, can I put no parking, I can't fit through that street, and backing up, I'm afraid I'm gonna hit someone's car or some person. And he said, can I I gotta at least put no parking there if I'm gonna get this truck backwards in the winter with a plow on.
all right, so what's the name of this road again, Kenny?
What's that?
What
Oak
road?
Lane,
Oakland,
Okay, what are the other two roads that we have issues with?
Holt,
And are we applying snow there also?
You don't know.
I just got here, and in 2019, when I was here, they were doing it, but how long, I don't
Well,
know.
we'll have to find out, from that. We'll have to do some research on that situation.
In,
Driveway.
We don't do drive- we don't do drive.
Like my neighbor has Curdy Lane, the only thing on Curdy Lane is Craig Curdy's house. It is a lane, they did that for 911, you know, and if he ever wants to develop his property back there, but it doesn't make it a township lane,
Right.
nor is he asking, by the way. But we have one, not Oak, but we have one down there that is a gravel driveway to somebody's house and they want it plowed.
Howe Street, it's only 10 feet, maybe 12 feet wide. It's very, huh?
really
Do
narrow.
you have,
Really
do
narrow.
you have small trucks like a?
I've got the smallest truck we got down there, but it has a 9-foot plow, and there's cars parked on it.
All right, not on their street though.
No,
On my street.
I don't
House
remember
Street
their
does have
street.
cars parked,
I mean, I do know it, I do know where it's at, and I have done it. I just don't remember if there was cars parked on it.
All right, so, why don't you and I talk tomorrow about these other ones? But for their situation, I think I would put signs, no parking signs according to the code. Put this up on both sides, okay?
Well, whenever they called, I did go down and plow it out, because in case an ambulance did have to go down there, because I didn't wanna throw it on them without knowing about it. I felt guilty, so I told Ron to go down and plow them out. And, we didn't leave them stuck.
He just wanted clarification on what's needed. Is there any way to maybe leave a note for the guy at the end on the gate to ask him if you can access the gate for turnaround to make it?
I
easier for
don't
everybody?
know the guy, and I've never seen him.
Do you know, Mr. Decash?
No, I don't know his.
This guy's at
I
the
don't
very
know
end.
his name.
I believe his first name too is Nick, but I don't, outside of that.
But
Well, I can probably look back in the home sales thing, maybe the township can send him a letter asking.
Well,
it for
If you know
turnaround
Mike
gate.
Mann's phone number, you can call him, cause he's the one that sold him the house.
Here's what to do, just go look at the parcel viewer map, find out who it is, and,
Send him a letter from the township asking for permission for.
correct.
Could you ask for permission? I mean, I hate to bring this up, but eminent domain, you know, it's for the better of the community, just that
That
little
takes
piece
years.
doesn't really.
It's a lot,
It-
it's
it's
a lot
years.
expensive.
Money.
It would cost a lot
Money.
more to do that. than-
Okay.
But maybe he'll allow our drivers just to open his gate, turn around, and they shut the gate. We're
Yeah.
just trying to make sure that
I
they
don't
don't hit a
understand why
car.
he closes it anyway. I mean, he's out there by himself maybe, I don't know what he's doing down there.
Yeah, it could be I lived at the end of a street at one time, and it was a dead end street, and everybody it drove me crazy, every delivery truck, every moving van, everyone on the street's family that came to visit them turned around in my driveway, kicked rocks everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I get it, I didn't put a gate up, but I really hated it.
Oh, that was another issue I was gonna bring up. Since Oak Lane is technically a dead end,
Mm-hmm.
could we get a dead end sign put, you don't know how many people go down there thinking it's gonna connect to another
Somebody vacated
You know
road.
that,
what,
And they're
somebody
like,
vacated the
Let's just be
paper
happy
alley.
with what we have.
Somebody vacated the paper alley a couple of years ago or last year.
So that's something down, worry down the road,
Okay, okay.
okay? Alright.
Okay,
Anybody
so
else?
we'll
So
we'll
we're gonna
work on
put
the
the
gate.
signs up about parking and
We'll
follow
put the
the road.
sign up about parking and.
And we'll,
Okay.
we'll figure out how to put that on, the road docket, so, okay? Alright.
Okay, no, there's